Okay, let's carry on then. So, I used to be a DJ, well, hobby DJ at best, and who wasn't, I always used to say. And I knew and I know that it's not the first person on the dance floor that counts, but the second. It's like one person, one weird person will always flail about, whatever, but you need a second one to normalize dancing and then get the dancing started. So I made one weird video, I made a second, I guess this is like the second with my voice, whatever. I used to do lots of kind of weird things. I studied industrial design at the arguably the biggest and best art university in Europe. People ask me like, what makes you qualified to talk about this? And like, you're not an expert. Well, I think experts are idiots. That's what I kind of learned studying industrial design. It's like, it was very like liberal and open, like in the approach. Like one of my professors once said, it's like when you go to the other art school, which was our competitor, and ask them like, give us a hair fan, and then hair blower, that's like blow dryer, I guess that's the word, and then you'll get back 26 blow dryers. But when you go to our school and you ask like, give us a new blow dryer, you'll get back the question, why do you need hair? Which kind of summarizes it. And my other professor used to say, think bigger, and well, I think bigger. I try to find the biggest problem I can solve, and now I try to do that. And concerning the experts, well, I found like my job as like a designer is to go into a place or something and approach it from like the outside. It's like we're industrial designers, we tell makers what to make and basically how to make it. But then we also tell them how to make things better. I think as a designer, as some sort of like a consultant, just like improves things as they are, whatever they are, be they like products or processes or whatever. And so we are like multi-talented, and like I joke, but like the best thing I learned was just to open Google and like Google stuff and educate myself, and I don't know, some people refuse to do that. Buckminster Fuller wrote an interesting book called The Manual for Spaceship Earth, I think. The Operating Manual for Spaceship Earth. And in it he postulates the idea that there were like some, what he calls great pirates, which were basically, well, pirates, or what was the Freibeuter, it's in German, like those state-sanctioned pirates basically, who pirated on behalf of like some certain government. And they traveled around from port to port and I guess disrupted, like fought, and what he says is that they were like not experts, but like had to be good at everything. They were sailors, they were navigators, they were negotiators, they were fighters, had to like know lots of things. And then, so by trade and conquest and whatever, they developed lots of wealth. And then they, it's a long kind of story and kind of sounds like a conspiracy theory, actually, if you think about it. But whatever. So then like wherever there were ports, they installed like local leaders with all the wealth they had. They could install like some local landlord, be like, okay, you trade with us, you have whatever port security, you're a king now. And then they told the kings to like build universities to find them good, like, you know, helpers on the ship, and like people who do their finances and whatever. It's like workers basically. But to not question or like endanger their power, they had to be taught in only their certain skill. So, and that led to a diversification of the universities, because so no one man except the great pirate himself can understand the whole full picture. I mean, that's basically what he says. And I mean, I can read you the story. Concept as plain in death, the source of the power is that they are only master of global information in a time where people are focused locally. Yeah, that's the thing. They could only comprehend that there's an entire world they can just be sailed upon, and people were like very focused on local things. I mean, they understood obviously that there were other parts of the world they couldn't see, but they didn't care much for it. Especially the great pirates are aware that resources are not evenly distributed around the world. That's interesting. So that items which are abundant in one area are scarce in another. This gives rise to trade, which the great pirates exploit for their own advantage. Power struggles for waterways ensue, requiring people like Leonardo da Vinci and Michelangelo to design better defenses for the great pirates. The pirates establish governments in various areas and support leaders who will defend their trade routes. As engineers become involved with the great pirates, many new concepts appear, but the main ones was of the navy. As the size of the peoples in the great pirates' employment grew, training became a necessity, and the beginning of schools and colleges ensue. Monarchs are encouraged to develop civil service systems to provide secure but specialized employment for their brightest subjects, which prevents them from competing with the great pirates in the lucrative global trading. Thus, the great pirates guarded the advantages that their unique global perspectives revealed. I mean, I think they're like the university courses are like running in the thousands. Not really finding it. I said I was going to Google. Damn it. 50,000 undergraduate courses at more than 300 in the UK alone. So it's important to do your research. Yes, it is. I found it very confusing. I mean, some guy told me just study industrial design. I was like, why not? It was not exactly the perfect study for me, but whatever. Here we are. So, and last we stopped where we were at. And this is the thing. People tell me, like the experts, the doctors, they say Toxo is not so bad. My doctor told me. He's an expert. He read all the books. My sister gave me books, like university books. They're like, they're like kilos. They're like several kilos each. They have to remember all that stuff, and then they're told not to question it too much. And then, yeah, well, and obviously, then they say, okay, it doesn't show any readily observable signs, like that's the Wikipedia thingy, and that's what doctors will tell you. Yeah, it's in the pregnancy, it's dangerous. But they're experts, they're doctors. And I, for some fortunate accident or event, had some time to like think and also not be an expert, because I never kind of specialized. My mom, I think it's rebellion. Mom always told me, like, you gotta specialize, Like, no. But that's why I can see the whole bigger picture. Like, doctors don't look at the Battle of Pelusium. Doctors don't look at Egypt or like other places. But I wanted to continue about Egypt and how they built the pyramids and how because they kind of built them with slaves. People think I'm a conspiracy theorist, but I think humans built the pyramids, and they built it with lots of raw manpower, which they had. Manpower, and like, people, don't get upset at me, gender people, it's manpower in this aspect, because let's go here. Women infected with toxoplasmosis have more sons. Is the boy to girl ratio at birth is around 0.51 in most populations. Suppose the analyzed factor in the clinical records of infants born contain information regarding the mother's age. Toxoplasmosis can influence the secondary sex ratio in humans, depending on the antibody concentration. The probability of a birth of a boy can increase up to a value of 0.72, which means that for every 260 boys born, 100 girls. 260 boys born, 100 girls are born with the highest. What the fuck? Okay. Well, I mean, I knew that. If you go to Wikipedia and look at the human sex ratio, it's kind of apparent that certain countries seem to have more guys. And what's to blame for that? Well, there are several things to blame for that. In India and China, I think it's mostly cultural, and the fact that they actually abort girls before they're even born. In China, they have the one child policy, so it's like especially severe. In China, there's, I think, about 30 million or close to 30 million guys who will never find a woman because they don't, the Chinese women don't exist because they were, well. And in India, it's kind of the same. They have like alimony, and women are kind of, I guess, well, second-class citizens in a way. But here, and I guess I'm jumping a bit ahead, but I guess I should get the bad news out early before something happens to me. Muslims like cats a lot. And so they have a lot of cats. And so they have a lot of street cats. And so you will find that Muslim countries they have a lot more boys born than girls because of, again, the infection of toxoplasmosis. I think it's related to testosterone and something in the womb, or it must be something, I don't know. I guess I will. I am not a fertility expert. Like I said, I'm not an expert. But that's that. So, 14 minutes. Oh my god. Alright. I'll go talk to the Muslims about the Muslims next video. See ya.